Hey everyone, welcome to Physics 221, General Physics for the summer of 2024. This short video, I just want to kind of look at the syllabus and talk about the class a little bit. One of the things that hopefully you saw under announcements, the message about using Wiley Plus, which is a system in which you can access the textbook and also do homework assignments and things like that. And we'll talk about that a little more. Let me share my screen here with you. So going into the Canvas shell for the course, first of all, I will be putting things under announcements. And so you can see if you click this, you'll see this first announcement, which is about just a welcome and Wiley Plus access. So read through that. One of the things, a couple of things about this announcement too, I wanted to point out is that I will also be holding some office hours via Zoom, and I'm going to wait to figure out the time for that, hopefully after talking to people and finding out the best time. The other thing is that we will be doing labs, and sometimes exams will be done on campus in Seaman 142, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Tuesday mornings. So that's starting uh, tomorrow. I should put a Tuesday in here. The other thing is here, if you haven't registered for the Wiley Plus, there are some instructions here. So if you click this attachment, I think it'll actually download it here for me. Let me bring that up. So basically what this is that it'll go through just registering. And I'm not sure exactly after you get this activation code, you may have to pay some money for access to the textbook and things like that. But follow those instructions. If you have trouble registering, please reach out to me and let me know. So let me go back here. I wanted to go and also check out the syllabus. So I posted that here. It has some learning objectives, gives some information about myself. My office is in Seaman 214. And again, I have my Zoom link, but I will announce office hours and stuff here soon. Again, for registration instructions for Wiley Plus, check out that announcement. Just real quick, I don't want to go through all of this stuff. I'll talk about some of this maybe throughout the course, but let's talk about the grading. So there will be two exams at basically 10% of the grade apiece. And those will be given basically the 4th week and the 8th week. One thing about this class is it's shorter than the regular 10-week term. It's only 8 weeks, so we got to kind of cram some stuff in there. But we'll be having two exams, and we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the exam. The lab, which will occur every Tuesday morning at 9, and it's listed for over 3 hours. It typically will not take that long, but I want to have that time as well to talk to people if they have questions. Maybe you can work on homework, and I can help during those times as well. Speaking of homework, homework is pretty heavily weighted, and it is done through the Wiley Plus thing. And how you access that once you get registered is over here on the left. You can see this Wiley course resources, and I'm going to check that out here in a moment. But the homework will be done through that. We'll also have some quizzes. Now, quizzes will be just regular Canvas quizzes. And those are not really necessarily problems. They are more conceptual type questions based on the reading and the lectures. So they may have questions just, more conceptually. There may be some slight calculations, but definitely not like the homework problems. So the grading here and then the exams, I've got instructions there. And so homework and quizzes too, I've kind of already described that, but the Canvas quizzes will be time limited, but you can take them at home, right? Either 15 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on the length of the quiz. Let's see. One thing to note, if you have to miss an exam or a lab or something like that, please reach out to me and let me know beforehand. If you wait a few days and then reach out, you may not be able to make up those points. The last thing here on the syllabus is just the tentative schedule. So you can see week 1, we're starting with chapter 1, which is just an introduction and about units, really, and converting units. it goes into some scientific notation stuff that I think that you've already encountered. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. The first homework assignment that I put up, we'll see over here under modules, uh, is about that. And I'm going to go to that here in a moment. But I just wanted to go through the schedule real quick. So first week will be kind of go through chapter 1 and 2. The second week, chapter 3 and 4 on vectors and projectile motion. And then, after week 3 and 4, we'll be talking about Newton's laws. After that, we will have exam 1 in week 4. And then in week 5, we'll talk about work and energy. And throughout week 6, we'll continue that discussion about conservation of energy, which is a really important concept in physics. Week 7, we'll talk about another conservation law, conservation of momentum. Now, week 8 has a lot of stuff. It depends on how far we get, how much we get through. But typically, I hit some high points on this material, and then, we don't go into quite as much depth. But that kind of gives you a list of the basic topics for this course. Let's go ahead and real quick, just look at the modules. So a couple things, actually. First of all, we'll look at the modules. And so basically what you will see is a module in your Canvas shell. Now, right now, I only have the homework that's visible to you, but soon you'll see there's a quiz that will be coming up. And I'll announce when that will be posted. And hopefully we'll talk a little more as I go into the material about this as well, about the quiz. But that's where you will find basically all of your assignments. I'll be posting these videos in the modules and any other material. Now, for assignments, you could click the assignment tab and find that here, right? So assignments you'll also find here. I'm actually going to get rid of this roll call attendance. I don't need that. So that, but basically you can also find any of your homework upcoming assignments under the assignments tab. Now, for the Wiley course resources is kind of important in that if you click that, once you get all registered, it should send you to this Wiley Plus site. And it has, now yours will be a little different. I have instructor resources, but you should have some course resources and practice things you can try. Various things, but the main thing you'll see here is the textbook. And so if you just hit launch, that should bring you to the textbook, the e-textbook that's available for the course. Now, all of the homework problems will be taken from the textbook, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. But the first thing, I will also be making a video here just talking about chapter 1. This is actually skipping to chapter 15, right? But if you go over here to the table of contents, I can go back to chapter 1 on measurement, which is the very first material that we'll be talking about. Okay, so I want to go back from this and go back to our modules tab and just show you what happens when you click on the homework. So when you click on the homework, it will also take you to the Wiley Plus site, and you can open the assignment. And a couple things about the homework assignments I just want to mention. One thing that will happen is when you, for example, you'll notice that my numbers here are different than the numbers you will see. So everyone will have different numbers. They'll have the same problem, but the numbers will be different. When you're putting in your answers, you can put them in scientific notation. But one of the things that Wiley Plus doesn't accept is the typical way you would write scientific notation. For example, 5 times 10 to the 6, right? What you want to put in is 5e6. Now, it can be a capital E or a small e, but it's kind of similar to what happens on a lot of scientific calculators. So like 5e6 means 5 times 10 to the positive 6. But you'll see some resources in these. For example, if you get stuck, you can look at a hint. I have the solution, but which you will not have on your student site. But there are hints and other things that you can access there. Typically with the homework problems, you'll have 3 chances to answer the correct answer. So I would suggest You want to try a couple times and you're still not getting the answer, that's when you might want to reach out to me with a question. Okay. Uh, so I think that is pretty much it as far as what I wanted to just introduce real quick for Wiley Plus and for the course. So try to start working on the homework assignment as soon as you can. It's actually due on Thursday of this week, which is upcoming very quickly. Now, I'll typically give a little more time on the homework assignments. This first one, I'm assuming we all kind of have experience dealing with units, scientific notation, and stuff like that. But I may make a short video about that as well. And I'll put any videos, any things that I do will be under the modules that you will see. So I'm going to stop there for this video. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Thank you.